How's it going, everybody? This is the breakdown video for my last BFL fish down on Kentucky Lake. Apologize it's taking so long for me to make this. I was battling a toothache. I'm finally no longer in pain. I got it taken care of this past week, so finally sit down and talk to you guys and actually make some sense rather than focusing on pain. But just to kind of recap the tournament, it happened on March 25th. Cold front went through the night before. If you watch my vlog from that tournament, the night before at the hotel, you seen the storm that rolled through. It really muddied up the water, put a lot of debris in the water. And the day of the tournament, there was like 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts. The east side of the lake was practically like unfishable. I mean, guys went over there, but like a lot of guys, including myself and my boater, we were limited to the west side of the lake. But we started out in this little cove area just outside of a marina. I fished this area before. Normally it's like 2-foot visibility. Well, the day of the tournament, it was like 3 inches of visibility, and there were leaves and just a bunch of junk in the water. Just kind of made the conditions like really bad. So we went out and started hitting some main lake points, and I ended up catching my only keeper, which was a 2-pound 2-ounce smallmouth on a Rapala OG Rocco 5 in the root beer crawdad color. It's the same bait that got it done for me the first tournament. I ended up catching 2 more shorts on it. I think I only got one of the shorts on video. At least that's all I could find when I went back and edited the video. So, but all 3 of my fish that day came on Main Lake Rocky Points. Well, my boater also caught a couple shorts on the Rocky Points. He never did weigh in a keeper. So after we caught those fish, we ended up going back and pushing more towards the back of creeks. And we actually started focusing on the last half, so like the halfway point from the main lake to the back of these creeks and back of these necks and bays and things like that. We started basically in the halfway point and started working back rather than forward. So to basically discuss, what was going down, I think we were past the fish, if that makes any sense. So in the pre-spawn in like March and stuff like that on Kentucky Lake, a lot of the bass will set up on the main lake points and will stay out towards the main channel and things like that. Well, as the spawn approaches, like it will this next tournament coming up actually next weekend on April 15th, a lot of the bass will be pushed back towards the back of these creeks, which I think, just by the couple bites we got showed me that a lot of the bass haven't moved back yet, where my boater wanted to move back, but the fish weren't there yet. I hope that makes sense. And, if you've ever bass fished, you'll kind of know what I'm talking about. And I'll actually do a quick little overlay here of a kind of a corny little graphic that I'll probably design on paint or something like that. But it highlights the main lake channel, and then you can see the creek channel running back. And then we started in the middle, where I think the bass were between the middle and the main lake, and we were focusing on the middle to the back of the creek. So I think we were blowing past the fish, and we spent most of our focus, kind of in the wrong area. My boater's a great guy. He fished the tour for several years, so, the guy definitely knew what he was doing. He's actually a hunting guide, and he actually didn't pre-fish any, and I think that kind of did hurt both him and myself a little bit. Because, I think he was fishing off history, and maybe history normally, them fish are set up halfway back or towards the back of the creeks, where this tournament they hadn't yet. And I just know from the little signs that I noticed, I just felt like there weren't any fish back there. And like I said, the only times that we got bit were towards the main lake, and we never got bit towards the back. Now I have a couple buddies, they're fishing the tournament. They did get bit towards the back. But I just think the areas that we were fishing, they just haven't made that transition back there yet. So, I'm not saying they didn't yet for that tournament, but just the areas we were in, I truly believe that, they weren't set up there yet. So this next tournament, they will. I'm currently sitting 17th in points. I'm got like 425 points, I think, like that, or something like that. So I believe the next keeper fish I get out of the next 3 tournaments, if I can be in the top 50, that'd give me at least 200 points, and that'd put me up around that like 650 to 700 point range. And that would really help my cause for the regional. It's been several years since I've been to the regional. That's my main goal this year, just to get back to the regional. So if I can catch a fish this next tournament, that'd be amazing. It'd make me a lot more comfortable going into the last 2. My work ain't done, and I definitely wouldn't be a lock. But I think I'd at least be close enough that, you know, if I'm not in that top 45 in points, at least be close enough, you know, that if there's guys in the top 45 that can't fish it, that I would probably get that call asking if I'd want to fish it. Which, you know, obviously you want to qualify yourself and not have to rely on other guys not fishing it to be invited to it. But if I can catch a fish this next tournament, and then like say the super tournament or something like that, I'm definitely gonna lock in. So it's gonna be close. It's gonna be a interesting finish to the year. Trying to see if there's anything else I want to say about the tournament that went on. I did throw some other things. I threw a chatterbait, shaky head, a wacky rig, a drop shot. I don't know if I said spinnerbait already. I just threw a lipless crankbait, football jig. I threw about everything I could at them, and I could only get bit on this Rocco 5. I'll tell you what, guys. Ott Defo designing these as part of the Ott's Garage series, but I'll tell you what, guys, these are amazing baits. It's kind of got like that DT body, but it's got that circuit board square bill on it, and it's already becoming one of my favorite crankbaits I've ever thrown in my life. So, guys, definitely head to your local retailer. I know places like Academy, Bass Pro, I know they sell them. So you definitely need to go get you some. They have all different colors in them. You can also get them on the Rapala website. But this and a DT are definitely two of my favorite crankbaits I've ever thrown. So can't beat a good old-fashioned DT series crankbait. So that's pretty much it, guys. Like, I mean, you know, there really ain't a ton to break down, but, you know, that's just my main, I guess, point I'm trying to make, and what I think made us, I guess, struggle is I think we were just past the fish for the areas that we were fishing. Like, you know, certain areas of the lake, like I said, they might have moved back to the creeks, but I just truly believe in the areas we were in, they just hadn't moved back there yet. So, you know, I mean, if they did move back there, we didn't know how to catch them. And, you know, I threw everything but the kitchen sink at them and couldn't get bit. So maybe, you know, maybe that's not the case. Maybe I just, you know, it just wasn't my day. I just really believe, you know, when it's your time, and when it's not, it's not. So that might have just been a part of it, but, you know, I truly believe that's, you know, a big part of what happened that day. So if you guys wouldn't care, please subscribe to the channel. Please follow along, and I've got a couple more videos I'm hoping to release here soon. So stay tuned, guys. Don't miss out on those, and just be careful out there. Oh, dropped my crankbait. But just stay safe out there. God bless you. See you next time.